So in this video we are gonna basically just be able to go in here and be able to get the information from the course and just be able to pass it in. So what we can do here is we can first of all create a mutation called set course, and it's just gonna contain state and value. And then we're just gonna say state.course is equal value, and then we're gonna say course here. And additionally, we just want to have this function called getCourse. I just quickly paste it in because it's take a bit to type in. So what we're going to do here is we're going to dispatch this function when we go into this route, and we are then going to be able to find a course. So what we are doing is we're taking in the commit, so we're committing set course to put it into the state, and we're also taking the slug in to get the actual one. If you remember from previous videos, we already did the one where we can get the course and the lessons inside. So what we can do now is we can maybe just go in and create a lesson for one of them here. So if we just go in and create a lesson, just call this one, add some information here, just putting in some random information, and save this. So what we will do now is we want to go in here and call this function to get the new course. So we can easily just go and say script export default mounted this the store the dispatch courses get course, and we just want to pass through this dot route the params that slug, and then we just want to put in something like course the title here. And of course we also need to make sure, like if we go in here and maybe create a div and say vf course, it's like we can remember like we did in here. So we're just gonna basically map this in here. So what we want to do is here we want to go and say compute it, and we just can copy and paste this, or we can maybe actually we can actually make this even easier. We can just go in, take this here, and then we can go in and say map state, and then we just want to have courses, or actually we can make this more specific by going in and saying course, and then just go and say state course, we also need to make sure, of course, that we actually have this here. So we need to get rid of that error there. And now we have the object here, so now we just need to access it. So what we can do now is we can just go in and say paragraph course the title, and we have the title. We even have the lessons here, so we can even go and iterate through all the lessons and display that on the top here. So now we have a nice system that allows us to easily go between courses here. Go back to the home page, go in here, and it will just go in and automatically update it as soon as you enter the new route. So with that said, we now have the opportunity now to go in here and do that. So one last thing I want to do in this video is I actually want to go in here in the backend and just quickly work around with the make migration for the, we can go in and add a background image as well, but I think that's going to be a little bit overkill for this series. You can do that yourself. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go in and make a migration that will allow us to basically have a thumbnail from the course. So we're going to call this add thumbnail to courses. Then we want to say table equals courses. And we also just want to fix the typo down here. So what we can do here is we can say table string, and this is going to be nullable unless you want to redo all the migration things, because otherwise it will give an error. And we just want to call this thumbnail. And then we just want to basically go in here and we can now add a thumbnail. So this is pretty much everything for here. But imagine we also need to do this exact same thing for the lessons, because we don't have the opportunity to add a thumbnail for the lesson. So what we can do now is we can just go in and change this to lessons. Then we can just go and say table string thumbnail nullable. And if we now go and migrate this, what we can see now is we can add in a thumbnail. So now all of our lessons and courses have the opportunity to go in and add in a thumbnail. One last thing we should probably also remember to do is to add in like a fun slug here, and maybe add in like something like image.png. And now if we go in and refresh, go inside the state here, what you will see now is we have the lesson object containing thumbnail and all of that. And the thing about this is really efficient, because we actually update the state every single time you enter here. So it's not even like if you go out here and then you make a change, then the user come in, it will see the change instantly by clicking this link here. So that's because we're using this pack function, which just is a benefit for our course platform, because we obviously want the user to see the newest details if available. So by doing that now, what we want to go in here and do is we actually want to go in and put a lot of code in here. So we can maybe take a little bit of look at the structure now. So we can say we want to have a header in here, some kind of like a hero that would like be like displaying the description and the title of the course. So we can like just call this section, and we want to call this header for now. And in here we want to basically just add in h1 with the title. And then in here we want to say course description. And then like we also want to go in here maybe and add in a section of we can call this lessons. And in here let's go in and for now just add in like a paragraph of lesson 1, 2, 3, 5, and so on. But later on we want to actually go in and make sure that we can display the lessons here. So what we can also do here is we can go in and say course dot lessons is larger than equal to or larger than is larger than or equal to 1. just gonna say here. So we can also just leave this for now and look at it later. But point being is now we have the opportunity to go in and add the structure here, and then we can go down later here and add in the styling, so we can add the structure. So what we also want to have in here is on the end we want to have the duration, and essentially also like the thumbnail for each video. You can obviously also structure this in more minimalist way if you want to, but that's what I'm gonna go with. It's really up to you how you want to structure this, because some people are more visual, other people are more with the text, and that's really up to you how you feel like it's best structuring it. So we want to have the duration. We actually just want to add in a bunch of cards here using the card component we created, which we then can use in here to allow us basically just to go in and add in a card with some title and all of that. So like basically that's all we want to do in here. So like we just want to add in the thumbnail of the lessons and the course up here, and then that's everything for this video. So I will see you in the next video. We're also gonna be looking into something else, and we're gonna be looking in how to actually compress the video using Laravel queues, so we can do that afterwards. We have uploaded the first video, so like if you upload a 4K quality, we can compress it to 1080p and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to do that because there's a lot of storage you're gonna be using, so maybe that's not efficient for everyone, but this allows you to go in and have a huge amount of quality for the user. So like if the user's internet connection is slow, they can go to 720p instead of 4K. So that's also another important part of this course. See you in the next